Today, we are looking at 50 legends of the 1994 World Cup with their ages then and now. From the forgotten heroes to the household names, this is their story. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you like content like this. Let's go! At number 50 we have Tony Meola. The face of American soccer at USA 94, Meola was the goalkeeper for the host nation, carrying the weight of a country discovering football. His saves against Colombia and passion inspired a generation of American players. He played in all four of USA's matches as they reached the round of 16. He retired from soccer in 2006. Meola is now a soccer analyst and broadcaster for the USA. He also pursued music, playing in a rock band, lives in New Jersey, and remains involved in youth soccer development, a true American soccer pioneer. At number 49 we have Jorge Campos. The most colorful goalkeeper in football history, Campos designed his own neon jerseys and occasionally played as a striker. At 56, he defied conventional wisdom and became a Mexican icon. His acrobatic saves and audacious style made him unforgettable. He retired in 2004. Campos works as a soccer commentator and analyst in Mexico. He occasionally appears at FIFA events and is beloved for his unique style. He still designs football kits and remains a cultural icon. He lives in Mexico City. At number 48 we have Gianfranco Zola. At one time, Zola was sent off controversially against Nigeria for a foul after being denied a penalty. Despite limited minutes, his technique and vision marked him as special. Later became a Chelsea legend. He retired as a player in 2005. He managed various clubs including Watford, West Ham, Birmingham, Cagliari, and Chelsea as an assistant. He most recently managed Cagliari in 2022. He now works as a pundit and football ambassador. He lives between Italy and London. He is universally loved. At number 47 we have Thomas Brolin. Sweden's golden boy, Brolin scored crucial goals and was named to the All-Star team as Sweden finished third. His 2 goals against Romania in the quarterfinals are legendary, a technically gifted forward with an eye for goal. He earned a big money move to Parma. He retired in 1998 due to injuries, including a disastrous Leeds United spell. Brolin became a successful businessman, running several companies including a restaurant chain. He lives in Sweden and occasionally appears on Swedish TV. At number 46 we have Alexi Lalas. The red-bearded, headband-wearing defensive rock for the host nation, Lalas's fierce tackles and passionate play embodied American spirit. He became a global icon for U.S. soccer and helped legitimize the sport in America. He is tough, vocal, unforgettable. He retired in 2003. Lalas is now Fox Sports' lead soccer analyst and pundit, one of the most recognizable voices in American soccer. He's outspoken, controversial, and passionate. He also played in a rock band. He lives in California and remains deeply involved in soccer media. At number 45 we have Gheorghe Popescu. Romania's defensive rock and leader, Popescu marshaled the defense as Romania reached the quarterfinals, defeating Argentina 3-2, an elegant sweeper who later played for Barcelona and Galatasaray. He retired in 2003. Popescu had legal troubles in Romania, tax evasion, served time. He now works as a football agent and businessman in Romania. He's rebuilt his reputation and remains respected for his playing career. He lives in Bucharest. At number 44 we have Emilio Butragueño. The Vulture, Spain's elegant striker and Real Madrid legend. Though Spain disappointed in the quarterfinals, lost to Italy, Butragueño's intelligence and technique were evident. A 5-time Spanish champion and icon of the 1980s. He retired in 1998. Butragueño has been Real Madrid's Director of Institutional Relations since 2004, representing the club globally. He's the dignified face of Madrid at official events. He lives in Madrid and is revered as a gentleman of the game. At number 43 we have Ilie Dumitrescu. He is the Romanian magician. Dumitrescu scored twice against Argentina, including a stunning free kick in Romania's greatest World Cup victory. His movement, vision, and finishing terrorized defenses. He played for Tottenham after the World Cup, pure class. He retired in 2004. Dumitrescu briefly managed Romanian clubs but has largely stayed out of the spotlight. He runs a football academy in Romania and does occasional punditry. He lives in Bucharest and is remembered fondly as part of Romania's golden generation. At number 42 we have Florin Răduțoiu. Romania's top scorer at USA 94 with 4 goals, Răduțoiu terrorized defenses with his pace and finishing. His goals against Argentina 89th minute and Colombia sealed memorable victories. It was explosive, clinical, and dangerous. He retired in 2004. Răduțoiu now works as a football agent and occasionally does punditry in Romania. He lives between Romania and Spain. He stayed relatively low profile but is remembered as a hero of 1994. At number 41 we have Diego Maradona. The final act of the greatest player ever. Maradona was magnificent in Argentina's wins over Greece and Nigeria, celebrating wildly on camera. Then came the positive test for ephedrine, sent home in disgrace. Without him, Argentina would have collapsed against Romania. His World Cup career ended in tragedy and controversy. Maradona passed away in 2020, leaving an immortal legacy. He was absolutely magical on the pitch. The hand of God, the goal of the century, the 1986 World Cup triumph, he'll never be forgotten. Argentina mourned him like a god. At number 40, Jürgen Klinsmann. Germany's striker and one of the world's best forwards. Klinsmann scored 5 goals at USA 94, including vital strikes against Bolivia and South Korea. Defending champions Germany reached the quarterfinals before their shocking loss to Bulgaria. Klinsmann's professionalism set the standard. He retired in 1998. He managed Germany between 2004-2006 to third place at 2006 World Cup. He also managed Bayern Munich USA national team and Hertha Berlin. Most recently coached South Korea briefly in 2024, fired after 2 months. Now a consultant, he lives in California, still passionate about the game. At number 39 we have Lothar Matthäus. Germany's captain leader and most capped player, record 150 caps. World Cup winner in 1990, Matthäus was still commanding in 1994, scoring crucial penalties. The shock loss to Bulgaria ended Germany's defense of the title, a midfield general with incredible longevity. He retired in 2000 at age 39. Matthäus has been a football pundit and TV personality in Germany for over 2 decades. He is known for his outspoken opinions and analysis. He had brief coaching stints but thrives in media. He lives in Germany and remains one of football's most recognizable voices. At number 38 we have Mitchell Prudhomme. Winner of the Yashin Award as the tournament's best goalkeeper, Prudhomme was sensational, keeping Belgium alive with incredible saves against Germany, Netherlands, and Saudi Arabia. Belgium reached the round of 16. His positioning and shot-stopping were world-class. He retired in 1999. Prudhomme managed several Belgian clubs with success, including Club Brugge, won titles. Most recently was sporting director at Club Brugge, now semi-retired and living in Belgium. Occasionally does punditry. He is respected as one of Belgium's greatest goalkeepers. At number 37 we have Dennis Bergkamp. The Dutch master Bergkamp scored 3 goals, including a brilliant equalizer against Brazil in the quarterfinal. His technique, intelligence, and composure were breathtaking. Netherlands reached the quarterfinals before losing 3-2 to Brazil in a classic. Bergkamp was magical. He retired in 2006 as an Arsenal legend, coached Ajax's youth teams but stepped away from coaching in 2017. Bergkamp lives quietly in the Netherlands, avoiding the spotlight, still feared flying, which limited his career, universally respected as a footballing genius. At number 36 we have Cafu, Brazil. The young right-back learning from the masters, Cafu was Brazil's backup but came on in the final and played in extra time. He absorbed everything, watching Romário and Bebeto. He retired in 2008 as the most decorated player in football history. Cafu is now a global ambassador for FIFA and various brands. He runs the Cafu Foundation for underprivileged children in Brazil. He lives in São Paulo. He is beloved worldwide. His smile is iconic. At number 35 we have Leonardo. Brazil's left back who was sent off for elbowing USA's Tab Ramos in a nasty incident. Leonardo fractured Ramos's skull and was banned for the rest of the tournament. Despite this dark moment, he was a talented, attacking fullback. He won the World Cup but with regret. He retired in 2004. Leonardo became a highly successful sporting director for AC Milan 2008 to 2010 and in 2011 and SI 2011 to 2013, 2019 to 2022. He shaped both clubs' transfers and strategies, now working as a consultant in football. He lives between Brazil and Europe. At number 34 we have Marcio Santos. Brazil's center-back who scored against Cameroon and was rock solid in the final against Italy, part of a defensive unit that conceded just 3 goals in 7 matches. His partnership with Alder was crucial, cool, commanding, professional. He retired in 2004. Marcio Santos struggled after retirement and faced financial difficulties. He's worked in football administration and youth coaching in Brazil. He lives in Brazil and stays low profile. His World Cup medal remains his greatest achievement. At number 33 we have Alder. The elegant Brazilian defender, Alder was the leader of Brazil's defense, reading the game beautifully and rarely making mistakes. A World Cup champion with Roma, he was the perfect blend of South American flair and Italian defensive discipline. He retired in 2007. Alder briefly managed in Brazil and worked as an assistant coach. Now he's a football pundit and works in football management consulting. He lives in Brazil and Italy, still beloved by Roma fans where he's a club legend after 13 seasons. At number 32 we have Gheorghe. Brazil's right-back and penalty kick hero, Gheorghe slotted home Brazil's first penalty in the final shootout with ice in his veins. He was the dependable attacking fullback who provided width. He was consistent and reliable throughout the tournament. He retired in 2002. Gheorghe has worked as a football agent and administrator in Brazil. He stayed mostly out of the public eye. He lives in Brazil and occasionally does punditry. His penalty in the final will always be remembered. At number 31 we have Branco. The free-kick specialist, Branco's stunning 30-yard thunderbolt against the Netherlands in the quarterfinal is one of the great World Cup goals. His left foot was a weapon, also scored the deciding penalty in the final, a Brazilian hero. He retired in 2000. Branco went into coaching and management mostly in Brazil. He's also been a football pundit and commentator. He lives in Brazil and remains active in football circles. His free kick is replayed endlessly and is legendary. At number 30 we have Rai. Brazil's playmaker and captain, Rai orchestrated attacks from midfield with vision and technique. His leadership steadied Brazil. A PSG legend, Rai was the creative force linking defense to attack. He was elegant, intelligent, classy. He retired in 1998. Rai has been a football pundit and analyst in Brazil for years. He's also involved in various social projects and business ventures. He lives in São Paulo. Socrates' younger brother, Rai inherited his family's intelligence and social conscience. At number 29 we have Zinho. Brazil's left-footed midfielder who provided creativity and balance. Zinho was the unsung hero, linking play and supporting Romário and Bebeto. He was consistent, hardworking, and technically gifted, a vital cog in Brazil's machine. He retired in 2002. Zinho coached Brazilian clubs briefly but transitioned to football administration. He's worked in youth development and as a football consultant, lives in Brazil and maintains a low profile. He is a proud World Cup winner. At number 28 we have Mauro Silva. The defensive midfielder who anchored Brazil, alongside Dunga, Mauro Silva was the shield protecting Brazil's defense. His tactical discipline, positioning, and work ethic defined his game. He is quiet, effective, essential, Brazil's engine room. He retired in 2003. Mauro Silva has worked as a football pundit and coach in Brazil. He's also been involved in football administration, lives in Brazil, and stays mostly private. His partnership with Dunga was the foundation of Brazil's success. At number 27 we have Claudio Taffarel. The penalty-saving hero, Taffarel was Brazil's calm, reliable goalkeeper throughout the tournament. In the final, he saved Massero's penalty and then watched Baggio miss to seal Brazil's fourth World Cup. He was clutch when it mattered most. He retired in 2003. Taffarel is now a goalkeeping coach. He's worked with Liverpool 2019-2023 and the Brazilian national team current. He is highly respected in his field. Lives between Brazil and England. His penalty saves in 1994 made him a legend. At number 26 we have Krasimir Balikov. Bulgaria's elegant midfielder and creative force alongside Stoichkov. Balikov was named to the All-Star team after Bulgaria's miracle run to the semifinals. His passing, vision and technique orchestrated Bulgaria's attacks. He retired in 2003. Balikov managed the Bulgarian national team 2008-11 and several Bulgarian clubs. He's now mostly retired from football but does occasional punditry. He lives in Germany where he spent most of his career, a Bulgarian hero forever. Who is your favorite football player of the 1994 World Cup? Who would you like to see in part 2 of this video? Comment below.